So, paraphrasing what just happened last time, so many suspicious things being thrown all over the place, so many possibilities. Either Alfric's evil, Yuri's evil, they're both evil and they're working together, they're both red herrings and someone else is the traitor. Well, I guess we're gonna find out, because we're going to the chapel where, yeah, bad things happened last time we were at this chapel, so history is probably gonna repeat itself. Besieged in the chapel ruins. That sounds like a defense chapter.
At last you've arrived. You certainly took your sweet time.
Oh! Interesting. Okay. So you were random and irrelevant during the main story because they were saving you for the DLC. Huh. I was not expecting that.
My flock, why have you come?
Save you, of course. You didn't really think we'd just up and abandon you, did you?
If I may be so bold, we have the chalice you seek. Might I humbly request that you return, Elfric?
You found the chalice? When I told you of it, I never imagined you'd...
Let's make sure it's not some cheap imitation. Hand it over.
I don't know about that. And this just raises other questions, because we know that you're working for the Flame Emperor, so that brings that into all this. But this takes place before that reveal, and I'm sure because you can do this at any time, this can't spoil the Flame Emperor reveal. So any big plot revelations that happen here obviously can't spoil any of that. So where the heck is this going? Are you with the Empire at this point? Are you just a random bandit and they hired you as part of the tomb infiltration? I'm even more confused now.
Not until you hand over the hostage. There needs to be some degree of a trusting exchange here.
I can see you don't understand your own predicament. We've no issue killing the lot of you and taking it either way.
I can't tell if this guy's ears are stuffed with wool or if he's just this stupid.
Stupid. I'm gonna go with stupid.
Can't say I'm surprised. Thugs like this aren't about to show us any gesture of sincerity.
Yuri, stand down. Leave me. Take the chalice and flee. You must. It is irreplaceable. You must not hand it to these brigands.
You know us better than that. We didn't come here without a plan. Do your thing, Happy.
Oh, are we gonna summon monsters on them and have, like, monster allies?
Wait, do what thing?
Seriously? Right now?
Now, Happy.
Fine.
Her sigh. She...
I've gotta say, that sigh of hers never gets old.
Yeah, glad you like the show. It's not like it's a gift I asked for.
Where did that thing come from?
Absolute cowards. How entertaining. Balthus, will you do the honors?
Leave it to me, boss. I got... Damn!
Hey, Balthus, quit screwing around. Oh. Wow. Flew off of him. I'll sort it out. At least we got Elfric back in one piece. Now to handle these.
And Balthus is mauled to death by a giant bird, but we're fine. He's an acceptable sacrifice in my plans.
Cheap party tricks. Let's make these children scream.
Like you weren't screaming your head off when that giant bird appeared last time. So, that's interesting. That was not where I expected things to go, but I doubt the monsters were going to be allies. Maybe there'll be yellow units that are just going to attack everyone indiscriminately. And maybe Balthus will start far away from the rest of us? Or something? But I mean, if Metod, I don't even know how to pronounce his name at this point, but if he really is just like a random thug who like slaughters villagers for lols and laughs about it and stuff, Then, yeah, Edelgard's faction hiring, and I knew it, he starts further away from the rest of us. Edelgard's faction hiring him, minus Edelgard's sympathy points for me, again. As if they hadn't already lost enough. But anyway, Metodi, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Doesn't even have that, absorbing battalion. So, that's interesting. What's our objective? Rout the enemy. Byleth Alfric. Okay, where's Alfric? Where's Alfric? I cannot see him anywhere. Maybe he deploys later? He's definitely not on our list of deployment slots. Okay, so we're routing the enemy. There's a ballista there, that's cool. Don't think that was there last time. A giant bird there. Balthus is all the way over there, but I feel pretty confident in him. He's not really that great at breaking through armors. He does have a magic attack, but I can't. Oh, there's Alfric. There he is. He's just a regular monk. Okay. No flashy battalion. Church of Seros. Minor crest of Seros. Well, that makes sense because all of the cardinals have parts of that creststone implanted into them. Bolganone and a couple of weapons. Okay. And commander. And this chapter is called Betrayal, unless he turns on us during the chapter. I guess we'll see? A couple of paladins over there. I suppose it kind of makes sense for you to go to Balthus to sort of, you know, lure the monster away from him. But I do need magical might down the bottom part to take those guys out. I think Claude will fly over and deal with them, as will Hilda's not going to be effective against those, but she will be pretty decently effective against the, I think the armory is selling, like, maces and hammers. Yeah, hammer, but it has a stupid amount of weight. I think I'd rather use the mace. And then Ash... I think this is an okay setup. Let's go.
Your reckless actions could have been the death of you. Still, I thank you for saving me.
Don't go thanking me yet. We've still got to get out of here.
There's no time for foolish blunders when our future is at stake.
We must complete the mission the noble gave us. We shall vanquish these infidels post-haste.
Interesting.
Didn't mind brawling a giant bird, but now I'm stuck here. Oh well, time to show what happens when the awe-inspiring king of grappling goes all out.
It sounds like we have a different map theme here too, so I guess we're officially like in the second half of the Cindered Shadows DLC, but like infidels. Why would Metodi's faction be working with a group of who consider people infidels? Aren't they against the church? Again, I'm just always... Alfric is playable. Okay. He's an NPC, but we can control him.
Stay focused.
Why haven't more Fire Emblem games done that? Seriously, why? Like, letting you actually control NPCs. Like, maybe, you know, learn from this DLC intelligence systems and make this the norm in the future? Because that would solve so many problems. Okay, we've got some major instances of dead people over there. Yeah, this is definitely a new battle theme. At least it sounds like a new battle theme.
I will prevail.
And this is the one that I think we heard in the trailers. I wonder if Edelgard has special boss dialogue with Metodi. I still don't know how to pronounce his name. But yeah, Edelgard might have special dialogue with him. Okay, you guys are a bit too strong for me to one-shot. Or are you? You are. Pfft, dang it. Okay then. I sort of want to try and...
Battle.
I can't send Linhardt that way because the assassin will
Sure thing.
explode his face. No, not that. That. It's not enough damage too, and you're just hopping there like someone hyped up on sugar.
Better than you.
The shrug of victory. And level up. From the wisdom of dead people.
I'll never be satisfied.
Isn't that a Hamilton quote? Okay, we're getting gambited by a few things here. But, let's see.
Yep.
Yep. That's all you have to say. Just, yep. Okay, first... I can probably afford to ignore this group over here. They're not really a threat to anyone at the moment, but I kind of like to be efficient with my attacks and my placement. Yeah, this song's cool. I like this song. Of course, I can't let her go over there because she will be explodified. That's bad. Okay, mace does not result in you getting doubled, but... No, the mace isn't really that much more damage against the armors. Just missed a 90. I mean, you know, you don't really need the running commentary on that, but still, I did miss a 90. That is very frustrating. Steel bow, is that gonna work? I guess I can do this. I'll probably have to hit and run though.
Never underestimate.
We haven't really seen Claude and Yuri interact all that much. And it'd be kind of interesting. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, assassins have ridiculously low movement cost in forests, so I need to keep Elfric away from those things. Do you have... Oh, you don't have Physic.
The sun.
This is a really, really cool song.
May my foes someday forgive me.
They can't exactly forgive you when they're dead. Sorry, I'm just listening to the music here. It is a really, really cool song. Okay, you are gonna go up here and... I don't want to run those things down too much, because, yeah, smithing stones are ridiculously common in this DLC, but stuff to repair legendary weapons, not so much. Why did that thing just say something, and then maybe it's like, oh no, my prey is running away, I must give chase.
You're fresh out of luck.
Yeah, you're gonna chase him. And I shouldn't go there. I'm not really sure how dead Happy will be versus those. Yep, 21, she is very dead. Very, very, very dead, so let's not do that. I don't like the fact that Happy is not going to do anything this turn, but... Not really sure where Ash should go. Well, he can Deadeye you. Don't have any dancers, though, so yeah, I'm kind of used to having dancers. Actually, how are our levels looking compared to the enemies at this point? Oh, they're all above us. Okay. Maybe I should be leveling up a little bit more. I think maybe Happy will go over here, although I'm not sure about Linhardt. Okay, let's see how this goes. Ow!
They seemed ripe for defeat. So this is what the goddess grants me.
That is two kind of wasted uses of those gauntlets. But I'm okay with you attacking Dimitri. And I'm marginally okay. Oh, I should not have equipped that hand axe on Edelgard. That might lower her attack speed for something. Ow. Maybe that was bad. Maybe that was death by awesomeness.
How was that?
We'll see. I will judge that action later. Because that might have killed you. It definitely killed you.
To be left behind.
No, I don't care about any of this. It doesn't count. Okay, so rewound time a bit, and there's a lot of enemies clustered around here. Well, this looks promising. Let's just get rid of you for Vantage. Well, didn't matter.
Don't forget who you're dealing with.
I always just forget about Vantage. It's just kind of easy to lose track of.
Now that feels good.
Well, I mean, hopefully Betrayal doesn't feel good for you. So weird seeing a foot unit get Kanto, but it makes sense.
We'll cover you.
Yeah, I was hoping she'd take out at least one of them so that she gets kill tier experience from this.
Well, how was that?
Well, you didn't die that time, so that was better. Yeah, exact same level ups, because the level up RNG doesn't change. Okay, so everything in there is on fire. Oh, he can talk.
I am deeply sorry that you got involved in this mess too. Please, just for now, lend me your aid. Let us all return home alive and well.
Because I'm not going to be lending you aid anytime soon. Anytime after this, I mean. No battle quote, and just the generic monk animations. Again, makes me very suspicious. But I mean, he could just die. That's also a possibility.
Worry not.
I wonder if killing this guy changes things. It might. Yes, we'll see.
May my foes someday forgive me.
There's still so many of them. Happy? You know what to do.
Again? What do you take me for, a Psy servant?
Okay. Okay.
More monsters?
Why are monsters like that in Garrick Mach?
Well, I mean, they're kind of everywhere. Just check the skirmish maps.
Perhaps I can take the treasure they found as a parting gift.
Oh yeah, there's a chest, like, right next to him. So maybe I should not make it so he's the last enemy left. Okay, so doing that gambited every enemy on the map. And it looks like the monsters will be focusing on... maybe on the enemies, but also on us. But now's a good opportunity to advance on the map. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, there was no real indication that defeating that boss is what would happen. But because that was a stationary boss all the way in a distant corner of the map, I had a feeling that killing him would make an event occur. I just didn't expect this to be the event that, well, occurred.
The fight continues.
So that's interesting. They certainly seem to be piling on the map gimmicks in this DLC, but it's probably better than, you know, the way that Revelation handles map gimmicks. I don't know, like, there are certain, well, when I say certain YouTubers, I mean a particular YouTuber who really hates Revelation, but, I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's a lot about Revelation that I don't like, but, and obviously it's no Conquest. Conquest was amazing in terms of map design, but, I just, Birthright was probably the one of the Fates routes that kind of impressed me the least overall.
It's your call.
But, you know, let's not talk about Fates in a Three Houses series. Stupid forests. Let's just... Are you in Vantage yet? 24 out of 20. You are 1 HP off being advantage if my calculations are right. Yep, guess they were.
No biggie.
I just burned a guy to death, no biggie. I wonder how much experience those are worth on maddening. Probably not much. Yeah, those things are a little bit, like, I don't know, it's just... So, like, this is just kind of the thing. I was kind of saying earlier in this series that, I don't know how to feel about relying on those dead people tiles, giving you weapons and, like, giving you experience, especially in a mode that's supposed to have limited resources. And, like, here's the thing that I was going to say. I was going to say that it feels a little bit like cheating, and it's fun. Like, a lot of people don't feel the same, like, okay, like, this is mostly a tangent on a different game, but back when I played Fates, I would always say, like, I do not want to use my castle. I don't want to get extra things in my castle because, and I use that exact phrase, because it feels like cheating. Like, those are the exact words I used to describe it. And a lot of people are like, no, it's not cheating to use, you know, the resources that the game gives you. But I mean, one, not everyone has access to online. So you're using resources that are actually not what every player will have access to. And two, like, again, a lot of those My Castle things just give you access to a ton of things that you really should not have access to very easily. Like, you know, there's a lot of people like, oh yeah, I use My Castle and I got all my forged weapons up to like +7 and stuff, and you're like, yeah, but you really, if you're just playing through the game normally and not spamming My Castle, you would not have those kind of resources. And the game is not really balanced around you having those kind of resources. I mean, this is, yeah, I'm sorry if I don't mean to make any people angry or anything, but like, I feel like this is probably a pretty controversial opinion. There are a lot of people who've got on my case in like Fate's comments for relying on My Castle cheating, but that is actually how I see it, like, for the most part. You're using resources that the main storyline does not naturally give you. And, like, again, like, theoretically, you can grind in, I mean, of course, theoretically, you can make the same argument of using the Tower of Valmy and Sacred Stones, but, yeah. It's like that argument saying that, like, you know, if you're judging a character in Sacred Stones by how viable they are based on whether you can train them in the Tower of Valmy, well, you can theoretically grind infinitely in the Tower of Valmy and just cap everyone's, like, cap stats on everyone, so that's not really, you know, a particularly fair judgment. That's kind of how I feel about My Castle in Fates. It's like, theoretically, you can grind My Castle forever until you just get all the weapons and items that you could want for the entire rest of the game, and to me that just kind of defeats the point of the game. It just feels like you're using resources that you're not expected to naturally have, and anyway, that's my 2 cents on the issue, so yeah. And it's also kind of why I don't really use, like, you know, when I was first playing Fates and everyone was always insisting, oh, Azura's a really strong combat unit, like, she's really great. I made her a Great Lord with the DLC and stuff, and she was amazing. Well, yeah, that's DLC. Not everyone has access to that DLC, and I personally was choosing not to use the DLC, and so Azura was a pathetic glass cannon who I didn't want to let anywhere near combat because she would go splat and die instantly. So, wow, you are seriously aggroing onto the monster over Hilda, who you have effectiveness bonus on? I don't really trust that. Well, I mean, the thing is that, you know, if this was like real life, then obviously it makes sense for you to go after the giant wolf that could maul your face off over, you know, the one riding a Pegasus, but still.
Ready and willing.
Going by Fire Emblem game logic, it makes sense for you to target the person who will die, because that's just kind of what Fire Emblem enemies do. I'm not sure I like that. Oh, unless you're only doing that because you know that Hilda will die to that thing. I mean, that being said, I can just straight up smack one of the snipers now. I can just straight up smack both of the snipers now. If you go here, nope. Nope, probably not a good idea. sort of the creator, or I would rather not have to take any risks here. So yeah, I know that everyone has their own playstyles, but just to me, I personally don't like using, like, infinitely grindable resources that are not naturally part of the game. I just like to rely on the kinds of resources that the game just straight up gives you over the course of the game. If that makes any sense. And not like things that rely on online features. Okay, so clearly Mr. Big Bird needs to die, and soon. That's a possibility. I don't want to have to do this, but... I also want to get rid of that bird quickly. And can I do that? Like this? I can! It's Zappy Zappy time! Oh, that actually looks pretty cool.
They seemed ripe for defeat.
And I guess I just use Thunder on a Pokemon using Fly.
Is such a small...
I know that Thunder hits things that are flying, but I forget if it does double damage or not. Because I know that some moves do. Like, I know that Stomp does double damage things that use Minimize. Also, Heavy Slam and I think Heat Crash do that as well. And also, I think starting with a certain generation, they actually make it so that not only do those things do double damage to Pokemon that use Minimize, they also bypass accuracy and evasion modifiers to always hit. Which is also kind of cool. Can I one? Yes, I can. I may as well do that to avoid losing anti-crit anyway. Of course I did.
Should I have held back?
No, you shouldn't have, because if you'd taken damage there, then some things could have potentially killed you. Okay, those things are gambiting. I kind of like the concept of this map, though, the way that it's using the monsters. I say that a lot, though. I say I like the concept of things a lot. But I mean, I'm one to praise a good concept when I see one. Whether or not that concept is executed well is a different matter entirely, but... just, if it makes any sense, having a good concept at least shows that, you've got a concept that has the potential to be really good if it is executed well. Even if you've got a good concept that's executed somewhat badly, somebody else could pick up that concept in the future and actually do it well. Can't really think of any examples off the top of my head, but, it's just an interesting thought. Wow, the enemies are actually abusing the monster's stun turns. It's actually kind of cool.
This is our chance.
Do not mock Dimitri, it won't end well for you. His cavalry unit will do a synchronized hop and dodge your battalion attack. Oh, right! Is she... oh, she's just barely not dead. Good. The other wolf can't reach her from here, can it? Good, it doesn't seem like it can. Because if it could have, it definitely would have gone for her. I almost forgot about her monster luring thing. It's both a blessing and a curse. In story and in gameplay. I wonder how her supports deal with it, actually. They probably have interesting... The battalion is Knights of Ceros. Oh, they're all just Ceros battalions, but I'm still wondering about Yuri. He definitely seems like he could be a church spy.
On it.
And they spared his life in exchange for him working for them or something. Hey, we actually broke a monster's armor for once in this DLC. Wood steel. I guess we could use that. I think Edelgard's kind of caught up in terms of stuff, but... what have you got? Ceros Magic Core.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want her getting too close to those things. Oh, that was it! I want Edelgard to get to Metodi, because I want to see if he's been hired by her yet or not at this point in the story. Yeah, Hilda's actually falling a little behind, so I think I'll fix that. just as soon as I get her into a situation where she will not die. Okay, let's mace you in the face. I also need to get Ash down to that chest. I wonder what classes people commonly make the characters in this. I feel like switching Hilda to Pekka's Knight here might be maybe common, because she seems to be doing that job pretty well. I'm sure almost everyone immediately swaps Edelgard out of Armor Knight. Because, yeah, sadly, it's just like Fate's made generals actually good, and they just didn't follow up on it in this game, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't think Dimitri's used any of his gambits yet.
It's our chance to prevail.
I do have a bit of a criticism about this DLC storyline so far, but I might get into that later. I'll probably give my final thoughts towards the end of it. I won't do like my thoughts on specifically for this DLC. Maybe, we'll see. It depends on how long it is and how long my thoughts on it end up being. But I suppose I can give a sneak preview. Like right now, I feel like, except for Hilda, because at least Hilda has a connection to Balthus, but I feel like Linhardt and Ash, actually not so much Linhardt. Linhardt like is like, you know, doing a pretty good job solving the mysteries, but Ash, I just feel like Ash has not really reacted to much that's happened at this point from a story standpoint. It's just like, and there haven't really been a lot of chests and locks. It just kind of feels like, I'm not entirely sure, like I feel like I'm not gonna say why is Ash even here, because that's kind of, you know, kind of mean. I mean, you know, Ash has been pulling his weight gameplay-wise, but I do feel like Ash is an interesting character in terms of his ideas on justice and his overall optimism. And he just hasn't really reacted much to the events of the storyline so far, or he hasn't really interacted with the Ashen Wolves very much either. It's just like, yeah, they could have done so much more with Ash. It's just like, at the moment I'm starting to think like, yeah, like why exactly is he here at this point? Like, what is he really doing here from a plot standpoint? Even Linhardt probably could be used a little better, and even Hilda could probably be used a little better. Another slight complaint I have as well is that the three lords, I feel like the three lords also are not really being used as much as they could be, and I get why. It's because you can do this DLC at any point during the story, and because of that, they can't reveal anything about any of the three lords' true personalities or true intentions yet. So they are very, very limited in what they do with them, because as characters, a lot of the lords, like, a lot of what's so fascinating about the three lords has to do with what happens later in the game, and has to do with their own particular dark secrets that, again, we can't reveal yet, because this is all taking place before those big revelations happen. It's kind of like something that some people like say how like prequel storylines can be a little bit restricted in the kind of things they can do. I think I would rather Dimitri break this panel and then have Violet finish off the last health bar. Because yeah, because this is technically a prequel, because it's set before the events of Part 2, and so yeah, you can't really go very deep into Dimitri and Edelgard's philosophies or motivations or even claws. So the three of them are mostly just there so you can use the three lords, and are mostly there to just be combat units and just to stand around and be people who are here. That's really all they feel like at this point. They don't really feel like characters, if I can even go that as far as to say that. They just feel like they're just here for the sake of being here. But again, like, it's not like they could do much better, because so much of what makes them great characters is things that you can't get into yet. Speaking of which,
Can it be Princess Edelgard?
How dare you disrespect House Restbound? This ends here.
okay. and yet you're working with him later. I mean, she certainly does work with a lot of people who she doesn't get on with, but still, that's kind of strange. Do you have anything to say to him? I don't know. Like, of all the people here, I think Claude would have, but nah, Claude wouldn't know him. Yeah, let's just have Clean Heart finish him off.
Just a few more moves, then all will know that I am the Empire's... Forget I said anything. Then again, if you die, it won't matter either way.
Okay, so it seems like he's joining up with the Empire, like, for the personal glory, maybe?
I think I'm improving.
Well, they definitely heavily implied certain later story revelations there.
I don't mind pain, but it's time to make my exit. My employer pays me more than this treasure is worth.
Oh, crap. I left him the last enemy alive so I can get that chest. Oh well, I did exactly what I said I wouldn't do. I'm dumb. So, was that entire conversation between him and Edelgard faked? Maybe. Because is his employer Edelgard at this point?
You okay, Elfric?
I am. All thanks to you. The chalice. Is it unharmed?
So I guess it's time to find out about the betrayal.
Yes, it's safe. Chatterbox is...
What?
Nighty-night!
Well, obviously I'm not ending it there. Is this going to be an actual cutscene, or...
Yuri! You damn scoundrel, what are you doing?
Okay, just artwork.
I think you can see what I'm doing, Balthus.
Beautifully executed, Yuri. The chalice is finally mine now.
So, yep, I guess the obvious answer was right. Both Alfric and Yuri are traitors, and they're working together.
Along with the blood of the 4 apostles.
It seems I was correct. That there was an enemy in our midst. To think our bird was instead a rat.
Oh, it was painfully obvious, I'm sorry.
You've always had a wild imagination, Constance. I've gotta say, turning your attention elsewhere was a challenge, even for me.
That is enough of the banter, Yuri. I informed you not to divulge too much.
They'll all be under the dirt soon enough. It's not like they'll be able to talk at that point.
Under the dirt? Well, that could just mean we're back in Abyss.
After all I've gone and done for you, Alfric, I would think you'd have just a bit more faith in me. Your silence speaks volumes. Guess this is the end of the niceties. It's all on you now, friend. I'm sure you and the others will figure it out.
Okay.
Professor, are you injured?
So, maybe Yuri is like a reverse mole and he's basically the kind of, like, traitor who's, like, secretly hoping that you will, like, he's setting things up so that you will, like, he's working for the villains to set things up so that you will stop the villains. That kind of character. Here's nothing too concerning. One of our allies just betrayed us, but still.
I see you're well enough to make light of a serious situation, but surely you suffered a wound.
Teach, there's no time for playing around. Tell us how... I get it. He only pretended to attack you, didn't he? So you were just playing a part in this grand performance. But was that really the smartest decision here?
The chalice and the Ashen Wolves are gone. I am loath to think what will become of them without our help.
Or, you know, Yuri could, again, like I said, he could be the kind of person who's just pretending to be a traitor so that we will expose the real traitor.
And how do you propose we pursue them? We haven't a clue where they went.
Well, we know what they're after. That at least narrows down the possibilities.
Professor, are we too late? Lady Rhea, why have you come?
After sending all of you off, I began to investigate the lineage of the Ashen Wolves.
Yo, here comes the part where she dramatically reveals something that we already know.
In doing so, I was able to confirm that the documented information about their crests was falsified. What was once a wild speculation, I now know to be true. The crests they bear are the same as those of the 4 apostles. The very same who long ago enacted the Rite of Rising.
Yeah, I can just see this now, so I can just imagine someone saying, yeah, we kinda already know that, and she's like, what? You have no idea how long I spent working on giving this big dramatic reveal, only for you all to ruin it for me.
Once the blood of the 4 is poured upon the chalice, its power can be harnessed. I believe we have enough evidence to assume that our Ashen Wolves will suffice to carry out this ritual.
So it went from one person being kidnapped to everyone being kidnapped.
So, Elfric's aim must be to carry out the Rite of Rising at the expense of the students. Lady Rhea, what precisely is the purpose of this ritual?
We've heard it has the power to resurrect life. But that can't be true. Can it?
The chalice is a holy artifact, created by the goddess herself. It serves to restore a physical form that was previously lost to this world.
Physical form, okay, but no soul. So, zombies, I'm guessing.
So those wild tales are true. It really can bring someone back to life.
No, again, listen to the wording carefully. She said physical form. She didn't say it would actually be them. So again, I'm guessing it actually just resurrects the body, but not the soul.
Not exactly. It can breathe life into a body, but it cannot return a spirit that has already departed.
Yep, that's exactly what I said.
Ultimately, it is a tool to return the goddess to her physical form. Her spirit is omnipresent.
Oh,
but her flesh
okay.
is no more.
Yeah, that would make sense, because yeah, all they need is like a fragment of her crest stone and stuff it in the big bod. Oh, sweet lord, the final boss of this DLC is going to be Zombie Sothis, isn't it?
Such incredible power is truly awe-inspiring and extremely dangerous. In that way, it is akin to the hero's relics.
Yeah, it's akin to the hero's relics in a way that they're both made of dead people.
For this reason, the 4 apostles were never intended to pass down their crests. This gathering should never have been possible.
Wait, did someone just say, I decree that all 4 of you are not allowed to reproduce ever? That's kind of mean.
The Ashen Wolves are now gathered together, making it possible once more.
And Elfric is at the center of this mess, luring them all to Abyss for his own selfish reasons.
I don't know, like, I have this feeling that Alfric's intentions are maybe less selfish than we think.
Without so much as a whisper of it to the church, of course.
This incident is my own doing. I never should have entrusted the chalice to them.
Like, I don't know, like, unless she actually is the one who wants to kill all 4 of them to bring back a body for Sothis, and Alfric's trying to save them from that?
Lady Rhea, do you have any idea where they could have gone?
I do, indeed. Garrick Mach, which is protected by the goddess, is the only place the Rite of Rising can be performed.
I have a feeling Edelgard's like, okay, so I ask Lady Rhea where they could have gone, and then I'll look in the exact opposite place she says, because I can't trust her.
Holding such a ritual requires absolute focus, so I imagine the setting would need to be serene, peaceful.
Serene, peaceful, in the monastery. The fishing pond, no. People are always yelling and Flane is always there being hyped up about fish. The garden, the greenhouse.
There are countless such places within the monastery walls.
Well, the Holy Mausoleum is the one... It'd be kind of funny to have a battle in the dining hall, though. But the Holy Mausoleum is the one place that that we've actually heard mentioned before in this DLC, and it would also save them creating a new map.
It's certainly peaceful there, but due to last month's incident, it's heavily guarded at present.
Yeah, an incident that I had nothing to do with whatsoever.
For now, let us return to the monastery. There is much to consider.
Lady Rhea!
You look troubled, Alois. What has happened?
Thieves have breached Garrick Mach's village walls. They've been pillaging the shops and residences, taking whatever they please.
I wonder if this has anything to do with Elfric.
Is this a distraction, or...?
There's no telling, but for now, their numbers are too great. They need the knights. By your will, Lady Rhea,
Allow us to clear the village of these hooligans.
Yes, Alois. Please ensure the safety of the villagers immediately. However, leave a few of your best knights here with me.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll see to it.
Teach? You look like you've got something to say. He told you to meet up with him at the Holy Mausoleum? You never run out of secrets, do you, Teach?
I'm certain that Yuri had his reasons for setting up this meeting. He took the time to speak with you, however cryptically, before he left.
Fair point, Dimitri. I do wonder why he told you it needed to be after midnight. Wouldn't it be better to rush to their aid immediately?
Yuri's no fool. There's a method to his madness.
I wonder what's going on here. Well, I guess we'll find out next time. Yeah, it's starting to look more and more likely that Yuri is actually not a villain, even though he might be a traitor. He could only be playing the traitor. But, oh, I really hope that it doesn't turn out that it's actually Rhea who wants to kill all 4 of the students and use their blood to revive Sothis. I mean, I can see that being in character, but it would also lend more ammunition to the pro-Edelgard crowd, and seeing as I am very firmly in the anti-Edelgard crowd, I would be a little against that. So, yeah, we'll see where this goes next time, I guess.